this guy carries himself screams absolute fucking retard. So I actually think he's just that.
How do they put up with this? Welcome to Britain. This is amazing.
No matter the cost.
Gets arrested after, well, he got arrested.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Your boy Gambit ain't used to saving time and space. He's just a simple thief at heart.
A thief, huh? Ever stolen an infinity stone from an elder of the universe?
No, but there's a first time for everything, mon ami. And Gambit love a challenge.
Let's talk more when this battle.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
All entangled. How many MJs are there?
More back. Just what we need. That's good. Quantum magic. Ooh, wait. Somebody strikes like that. I'll patch you up. Cosmic might returns. This time I need healing. I feel like quantum magic. I am very wounded. Stronger together. Hey, Dee! Enjoy the air fire! The cosmos heals you. I'm hulking out! Behold my magnificent
Help get that vehicle to its destination.
spot! Healing power!
Extermination!
Just the boost I need!
I'll take everything!
Damn it, never fall! I am Asgard's might! Healing power! I feel... Healing power! We have come to that. I'll patch you up! Cosmic might returns.
Get that vehicle moving again! We are undefeatable!
Win it! Hey! Our destination is at zero. Hey, Dee! Enjoy the amplifier! Mon Dieu, that hurt. The cosmos heals you. I was a little messed up there. Thanks. Man, I gotta go! That fucking hurts! You get a weapon! You get a weapon! You get a weapon! Just the boost I need. It never falls! Those guys are about to shoot at us. Healing power. The cosmos heals you.
boost I need.
The moon haunts you!
You're halfway there. Keep going.
I feel like myself again. Gambit never falls!
A shield. How nice. Quantum magic.
Get that vehicle moving again.
Born again!
This time I need you.
Pulse charge! Fire! Hey, T! Enjoy the
Second chance is over.
Nobody can hang with the pulse cat!
We are in this together.
Oh, I am.
You get a weapon. You get a weapon. You get a weapon.
This world.
But,
I'm Hulking.
almost there. Don't turn back now.
The cosmos heals you.
Much better.
I'll patch you up. Quantum magic.
Gambit never
Healing power. Just what I required.
Get that vehicle moving again. We are undefeatable. Only 60 seconds left.
Enemies on approach. Lost control here.
Destiny awaits.
Ah, got me good.
Down to 30 seconds.
The cosmos heals you. At your service.
You're welcome.
Pulse charge.
You'll have to keep
Jury! Execution! Power grows.
Well, you can't expect to win them all.
We have talked about the categories of heroes within Marvel Rivals in the past. We've talked about whether a hero is a brawl, a poke, a dive, an anchor, a lifeline, etc. in
You'll
order
need
to
a
help you
top-notch
counterpick
team
better
to
as
win
well as
this
just
one.
generally learn new heroes a little bit faster. And while I think that is very helpful, I think there's some kind of shift happening, especially with the new heroes that are being added, because I feel like how the devs are approaching the design of heroes in Marvel Rivals
Open your
is a
eyes.
lot less
Reality
restrictive. I
is
feel like they're
but an
branching out
illusion.
and exploring an idea that I would just consider a tag category, where, in other words, where a hero might be a part of, let's say, a flanker, a brawl, a dive, a poke, etc., but there's more to it than that. I feel like heroes are being designed specifically with the purpose of fulfilling a bunch of different
As
needs for
Sorcerer
overall
Supreme,
For example,
I
we
oversee
agree
the other
that
map.
Bucky
Open your
and
eyes.
Namor are both
Reality is but an
anti-dive, right? They both are heroes that are good at shutting down
ready.
characters that are good at being in the backline, right? But the way that they do that is different.
Mutant
in a pretty big way. Like, the
everyone.
vibe of Namor is way different than the
This battle is to be
vibe of
won.
Winter Soldier,
It will
the
be
vibe
because you
of
are
Bucky.
on our side.
I think Deadpool and Elsa signify a change, a shift away from the current metagame as we understand it within Marvel Rivals and like even
battle
Overwatch, to be
starts in
fair.
5,
And instead, this is
4,
a different system.
3,
So I'm going to talk
2,
about that today to the
1.
best of my abilities. I want to understand
All you need to
also
do is
the
capture the mission
commonalities of
area.
what makes a
Got
hero
it?
OP, because I believe breaking down a system in this way can help us better lay bare where the problems are. I'll explain the tags as we go on from hero to hero. A lot of them will be pretty self-explanatory. Let's start with Black Panther. I'm going to be doing this in loosely alphabetical order, but, you know, I'm going to save some cool new heroes towards the end. Black Panther, I tagged with 3 new tags. Assassin, Confirmed, Assassin, I hope is pretty self-explanatory. They're good at getting in the backline. They've got the ability to do it. Confirmed. This is more of a broad category that I feel like is really, really helpful, especially if you're in that intermediate level, where maybe you're past the understanding that this is a flank character, this is a brawl character, this is a post character, but instead, confirmed meaning that the hero is good at selecting a target and making sure that they die. Black Panther, yeah, he's not the greatest, but that kind of is his thing, and he was a lot more of a menace in the community. Never fall! That wicked, what felt like unstoppable confront. He still has that, it's just not as good. And this one is a little more feel the wrath of the goddess! Black Panther's main job, I would argue, on top of being a hero that is mayhem. While of course every hero wants to like pull aggro in some way, Black Panther and other heroes that we will tag like him are more designed to draw aggro in a bigger way. Like the way that Black Panther draws the attention of the enemy team is a lot more pronounced than some other heroes. Black Widow is an anti-dive who has confirmed just back and work our way forward. Range, again, I hope it's really self-explanatory. This is a hero that can actually sit in your head and is called it back field. And this is really good if you're trying to protect your healers. Taking a character that has range is great if you want to keep your healers alive from the front line specifically. Dive is a different thing, but specifically if things are assaulting you from the front, your tanks are slipping through, the enemy brawl heroes are slipping through, and they're getting to your support. A hero that has the range tag is a great way of keeping that down in front. We've already talked about Black Widow, despite not being very good, can indeed land headshots and get kills. Just barely out of her reach of which is a frustrating point both for her and against her. And of course, anti-dive. Black Widow is not really known as being an anti-dive hero, but you talk to any Lord Black Widow, they will tell you that they are not a bad pick against a good Spider-Man, because they do have some options to shut down heroes that want to get in point-blank range. Blade, he is tagged with pressure, survival, and hold fight. He's brand new character. Pressure is something that heroes this is something that Blade can pump out enough damage to a tank or another sort of tank if maybe DPS or support or something that it takes their attention away. It forces the enemy team to have to push back against the pressure that Blade is different than something like DPS of course can supply pressure, but Blade can really supply.
Born again!
Totally self-explanatory. Heroes with the survival tag are a great way to go. They have some way to
Judge, jury, executioner!
Long-term sustained damage in their fight novel. And the last tag, all these are self-explanatory. Old fight is the tag that signifies that this hero can be played specifically for their ult. And their ult is powerful enough that you made your last mistake. Most of the support ults in the game. There are, of course, some heroes that can make it kind of work, but this is actually something that you can plan around. So if you know that the enemy team is using their support ults really well, you want to set that down. Speaking of the hero, both white tags let's talk about Daredevil. Daredevil honestly should probably have more tags. I'm leaving him with you right now because I feel like he's the most pronounced. You can tell me agree or disagree in the comments. I genuinely welcome you all, especially if you're a Lord or Champion of these heroes with an animated icon, to tell me what you think these tags should be for each of these heroes, okay? Daredevil, what's your survival disruption? Large amount of pressure, Daredevil swiftness supplies it. I would argue that maybe he could be an assassin.
Gambit never falls!
But having the mobility necessary to do that role, rather than a hero that has some mobility that can supply that. Survival, Daredevil is the king of this. Daredevil can stay in a fight for way longer than is necessary. And disruption, he draws the aggro of the enemy team, and damn does he do that well. Daredevil's biggest thing is to stay cycle way too long. Damage despite his enhancement, and it holds so much aggro without it really being a trouble. Pressure. Hawkeye can shoot from a long distance.
Born again!
Certainly confront that kill with just one good headshot, and he has some amazing pressure. There's an argument to be made for him to be also fight tag. I decided against it because I feel it's not quite strong enough. Maybe I've heard that Hawkeye may tell me otherwise, so let me know in the comments. And here we go. Hawkeye and Hela share the exact same tags. Range, confirms, and pressure. There's some anti-dive arguments to be made for Hela. I just feel like they're not quite strong enough for her. I don't feel like her kit lends herself well enough to be like a true anti-dive, rather than just having something that can kind of protect her and keep things off of her and such. I feel like
Pick your hero. Or villain. I'm not judging.
What I don't understand, why do the blacks accept themselves being treated that way? Like they just can't do it. They're lowering the whole, even to get in certain jobs and things, they're lowering the standards for the blacks so that they can get it, otherwise they won't get it. I don't understand why the blacks put up with that.
Those type of things are just kind of bouncing the scales from things that have been decades before. So as you know, slavery
was there.
It wasn't that long ago, as you know.
Over 150 years ago.
And my mother, not my grandmother, my mom went to a segregated school. So it's not that long ago.
I did too.
Okay, so you understand. It's not like it's a distant.
But blacks were better off then. They didn't beg, they didn't blame.
Let's see. So back after World War II, there was a period in the United States, about 20 to 30 years, where when people came back from the war, they were given home loans that they had no interest or didn't even have to pay back. They were given cars, they were given free college education, they were given all of these things that purposely excluded black people. So there was a time in this country where white people got handouts, but we didn't call it that back at the time. You know, the GI Bill, all of those funds, we didn't call it a handout, we called it an opportunity. And when people look back on that time, they look back on that time, a lot of white people, as a very happy time because they got a leg up in the country, they got a fresh start, they got the money and support that they needed to build the generational wealth that they have today, and black people didn't have access to it. They were literally purposely excluded because of racism, because of Jim Crow, because of all of these things that purposely left us out and did not give us access to the same type of help that white people did.
Where did you get that information from? Because it's not true. Where did you get that from?
The GI Bill, you should look it up.
I know black men who went to the military. They got the GI Bill too. It wasn't just the white. I have family members who went to the military. They got the GI Bill. When they got out, they were able to go to school and they were able to purchase. They were able to purchase a home and things like that. And they were black, right? So I'm trying to figure out where you get that information from. It's not true.
It's just true. We can agree to disagree.
I grew up in Alabama when the Jim Crow law existed, and that's what you said wasn't true. Black people were doing better during the Jim Crow law than they are today because they weren't begging and blaming, and the country didn't have to lower the standards to let them in.
It's not lowering the standards, it's giving people access. We know right now, literally recently in Texas, there was a job posting that went out where people were sending clone resumes with the same exact resume. You just put a black name on it and a white name on it. And the white people were still getting the job or getting called for interviews when the black name wasn't. Like, this is 2023. So, you know, this is just exist.
Why would a company want to have a person with a black name? They know that it's trouble.
Why is that trouble?
Because when the blacks change their names to black names, they're saying out loud, well, we hate white folks. We're not going to work with them. We're not going to get along. And so I would never hire anyone with a black name because I know that you're bringing in trouble. This person's already wanting to get along like white employees and things like that.
Well, that's internalized racism.
I wouldn't hire that.
That's your choice.
You know what I mean? So why would a company want to hire someone that you know already going to bring trouble?
That's not true. I'm Nigerian. I have a Nigerian name. Amani Onoha is
But you grew up in America, though. You didn't grow up in Nigeria.
And there's a lot of black people who have ethnic names who grew up in America.
But why would a company want to hire black with a black name?
Why not?
No, I'm asking. I just told you why not, because it's trouble.
Why black people are trouble?
When they change their names to abnormal names like black names, they're saying they're angry. They
don't change anything. Last time I checked, I didn't choose my name.
I know, but your folks are from a different country, so of course, but your father's from there, right? Of course they're gonna have different names. I'm talking about the black Americans, and they have American names at one time. You believe that? Also, you think that it's okay that the reason that you are a Democrat and no problem with it, you're okay with them lowering the standards for the blacks?
They're not lowering the standards.
What would you call it? Because these people are not qualified.
If you're not qualified, then you won't get the job. But if you have the qualifications.
But the qualified person is the person that can pass the test. Not the one that can't pass it.
There's a lot of black people who have had affirmative action who have passed the test.
Behold the God of Thunder!
But how would you know that? You know that they only get between schools based on color. And so the standards are lower so the black can get in. So you have to assume that all the blacks are just getting in because, not because of qualifications, but because of affirmative action.
I'm opening a portal.
Oh, okay. You believe that there are benefits to having a more progressive leadership that is willing to change the law for working class people, such as raising the minimum wage. Are you okay if you had a business, your own business? Would you be okay with the government telling you in your own private business that you have to raise the minimum wage?
I have my own private business because I'm a partner at this firm, so I do own a portion of the firm. And we unionized our staff. We told them, hey, y'all should unionize. And we did their union negotiation in 2 days. We gave them good wages, they got medical, and we are bound by that union contract, and it goes up every year, and we have to reaffirm it, and we did it in this time.
Did you know that the civil rights movement was, other than abortion, the worst thing that ever happened to the
Battle
blacks?
starts in 5,
No,
4,
I don't agree with that.
3,
And why not?
2,
I don't see why it would be the worst thing to ever happen
all
to the
you need
blacks.
to do is
Being
capture
able
the
to have
mission area. Got it?
desegregation and being able to be treated like a full and equal human in society, although we still have our issues and systematic racism still exist, a lot of good came from the civil rights era.
I grew up in Alabama. You go into town, there's so-called Jim Crow law existed. I remember for colors on, for whites on, and blah, 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 kind of water fountain and all that. But the blacks were doing better then than they are today. In that they bought land, they own homes, they went to universities if they wanted to, they had trades, when the kids left home, graduated, left home, they started businesses, they bought homes. And the Jim Crow law existed. But the black, it brought the best out of the blacks because they had to see for themselves, right? They couldn't blame someone else. And they did the best. They wouldn't be like the Jews are today had not the civil rights movement happened. And, but when the civil rights movement happened, the blacks gave up their families for the government. They gave up becoming an individual for the so-called black leaders like Martin Luther King and those people. They turned their lives over to them, and those people told them, racism is this, y'all can't make it, y'all need us, y'all need this. And the blacks have gone downhill ever since. They have never returned back to normal. Have you noticed that? Why? What part of that you disagree with?
How have blacks gone downhill? Black women, particularly, are the most educated demographic of people in the whole country. In 2023, that's an improvement because prior to certain things being protected.
When were you not allowed to go to school? As a result of desegregation, they were creating black universities and things like that. Which brought out the best in black men. And then the education that they were getting was much better than the education they get from black schools. Because, black folks are in there. But the education was over there. And if you notice, the black women who are getting the so-called education, it's putting them on a false pedestal. And they think they're better than everybody. Now they're lonely, they're lost, they're angry. Nobody want to deal with them. So they got worse rather than getting better.
I completely disagree. I know plenty of happily married and educated. I'm going to my friend's Chauncey's wedding next weekend. Black woman, black man, master's degree.
Have you ever organized anything for Black Lives Matter? Oh, good. What's your impression of that?
They were doing good work.
Like what, for example?
Well, the best thing that came out of Black Lives Matter is people were aware of what was going on with police brutality and how a lot of black people being treated at the hands of police are being unjustly killed. So, for nothing else, I'm sure that, we've heard a lot of things about the organization itself, but the movement itself is a powerful one, and it's
I am ready to put on a show.
So you agree with them destroying statues and monuments and setting fire to businesses, people getting killed, black police officers that were killed as a result of that? And you agree with all that?
what I was thinking of doing, but,
Behold the god of thunder!
I'm sorry?
This is not how I would have done, but again, there was a lot of heightened emotion at the time of the country. People felt like that was the only way that they could be heard, and that was the only way to release manifestations at the time. So people never
There's something else interesting on the website. Something about the Republican being bad. Do you believe that the Republican Party is a bad party for the blacks?
Yeah.
Ain't ready for road to be a widow. Not yet.
What?
The racism is enough for me.
Well, I haven't seen racism since I've been on this earth. What does racism look like?
You, growing up in Jim Crow, Alabama, have never seen racism.
As a matter of fact, when I was growing up, the word didn't even exist at all until the civil rights movement started. The word racism didn't even exist.
That doesn't mean it wasn't happening.
So what does racism look like?
What do you mean?
How do you recognize it when you see it?
Discrimination, bias, even some of the things that you said. You have a lot of internalized racism.
I do?
Absolutely. So
Like
even
what?
just saying like somebody's black American name, if it sounds black, that means they're going to bring you trouble. That's racist.
Look, I know black folks. And I know that the reason they changed their name to a black name is because they hate white people, they hate America. And since knowing that, why would I want to intentionally bring trouble into my own company that I had to deal with? You know what I'm saying?
Internalized racism, you have it. A lot of it.
Protecting my company is internalized racism?
No, but assuming that somebody has bad intentions just because they have a black sounding name is racist.
That's amazing. Racism doesn't exist. I would battle.
So this has been the latest crash out, and I feel like really, all it really did was make these people look like fucking morons. Oh my God.
Hello friends, and welcome to another episode of What the Hell is Going On with your host, Ugly Belle Delphine. Now before you ask, yes, there is an Epstein Files video coming out. I feel like everyone has like streamer brain nowadays, and like every fucking video has to be breaking news in order to get the most views. But I am taking my time with it. I'm sure you understand, there is a lot happening.
You know, with this anti-Semitic culture right now, she voted against a resolution of contempt condemning.
I'm not judging.
Is Jewish. I want to be clear.
Do you want to go there, Attorney General? Do you want to go there?
Oh God.
Gentlemen. Talk about anti-Semitism.
Oh jeez.
Your grandfather in the Holocaust.
Your country, sir. Anyway.
Bro.
Hey, let's just forget about these satanic billionaire pedophiles running the world. And let's talk about some internet drama, shall we? Because that is what's really important. For a little over a decade now, the most inane things can get you called a racist or a Nazi on the internet. To the point
liking milk
where these words hold little to no meaning anymore. It's so bad that when someone is called a racist or a Nazi online, I'm immediately like,
they're probably based.
30 seconds before you attack.
Oh, what funny joke did they tell?
Yeah.
But ladies and gentlemen, we have officially come to the point where not saying anything also makes you a racist Nazi. For the few of you watching this channel who are employed, there's a very popular Twitch streamer named Emerald. She's a cosplayer and just kind of a fun, chill, normie video game streamer. Well, the other day, someone in her chat asked her opinion about ICE, and this is what she had
Big
to
mistake.
say.
3, 2,
I'm like, okay, sure, I get people wanting
All you need to do
content
is capture the
creators to
mission
like
area.
say their
Got it?
opinions on like important topics. I get that, right? But it's like if you need a streamer who doesn't even know anything about politics to tell you about politics, you need to get off the internet.
In a world where
That's what made him mad. That's what made him mad. Is it they're sitting there hearing, wait a minute, I need to get off the internet because I'm acting like a retard? Oh no, no, I'm not acting like a retard. No, she's wrong. Oh no, that can't be it.
it seems like every single celebrity is just screaming their political takes completely unprompted. This was a refreshing thing to hear. Seems like a pretty sane, rational, influential thing to say, right? Wrong. This short little clip where she ironically tried to avoid controversy ended up being one of the most controversial dramas this year. I feel like decades worth of news has happened in the past like 2 months, don't you? Every day there's like a breaking story of the most insane shit you've ever heard in your life. And everyone is expected to have a fully formed opinion on every single breaking story.
That's why they watch me. It's because I do.
To react, to decide, to condemn, to defend. The reality is, when a story first breaks, you usually know the whole picture. And that's why for years now, I have been using today's sponsor, Brown News. So
I just make it up.
please give a shout out before we jump into today's video, shall we?
And it turns out
News is a website and an app that lets you see how news stories are being covered all across the political spectrum, from left, right, and center. Every story contains a quick visual breakdown of political bias, ownership, and headlines that helps you understand the full story and really make sure you're getting both sides. They really make it fun and easy to compare headlines to see how political bias and media ownership can affect the framing of a story. For example, let's take a look at this one about how RFK admits he used to snort cocaine off toilet seats.
Based.
Extended
If you look it up on Ground News, a right-wing headline covers it like this: RFK revealed why he wasn't scared of COVID. It was a legendary answer. And a left-wing outlet covers the same story like this: Robert F. Kennedy Jr. doesn't fear germs, and his reason is really, really gross.
See, this is one of the reasons why I think we need to get rid of democracy. I just feel like this is like we tried it.
Executioner!
I think it's time for it to stop.
Same story, completely different vibe. The ground news feature I like the most is the blind spot tweak. It shows you how news stories have been covered by only one side of the political spectrum and ignored by the other. For example, here's a story about how Hillary Clinton says migration has gone too far.
Yeah.
Suspicious. 37 sources covered it. 91% of those sources were right-wing, and only 4% were left-wing. Interesting. Or this one about how middle-class America...
If Trump doesn't put Hillary Clinton in jail, I don't think I'm going to vote for him for the third term. I feel like that's like, because you said you were going to do that the first time. And like now we're going on the third time and she's still not in jail. Like, what are we doing?
Are selling plasma because of financial
It's embarrassing.
Americans are selling their blood because they're so poor. 71% of the sources that covered this were left-wing, and only 14% were right-wing. I have been using Ground News for like 5 years now, and I am obsessed. It is one of the first apps I open when I wake up in the morning. It really helps me stay informed and helps me keep up with the news for my videos. But don't just take my word for it. Even the Nobel Peace Center recognized Ground News as an excellent way to stay informed, avoid echo chambers, and expand your worldview. Best of all, I am currently offering 40% off their Advantage plan, which is the plan I use to access all their amazing features. This comes to only like $5 a month, which is like the price of a cup of coffee now. To get the 40% discount, just go to ground.news/shoe or use the QR code on screen right here, or click the link in the video description down below to subscribe to their Vantage plan today. Big thanks to Ground News for sponsoring this video, and thank you, the viewers, for not skipping the ads.
Supernova!
Right. And now, let's get back to the video. In this video, we are going to talk about the drama surrounding Emery, people trying to cancel it, the mistake the left is making by embracing cancel culture again. We're going to read some insane, hilarious tweets, of course, and then we will talk about my personal experience with these people. And what do I mean by these people? I mean the cult of the Crybabies.
That's right. That's right. It's exactly what they are.
I'm sorry if I sound even more like a pre-pubescent boy in this video. I am a little bit sick, but I am here, slaving over a hot laptop for you. If you guys saw my last video, you know I am quite critical of ICE. I don't think we should abolish them, of course, but I think it is good and healthy to criticize your government.
I'm critical of them too. I don't think they're aggressive enough. I don't think they're brutal enough. Like, I see these people attacking them. It's like, you guys have a taser, you have the stick. Why are we paying for you to have the stick if you're not going to use the stick? Fuck, I mean, why don't we just stop paying for the sticks?
Healing power.
Really? Like, what's the point of the stick?
A political culture war commentator. I talk about political topics. People come to me to hear my political opinion. But not everybody wants to be a political YouTuber or streamer. And not everybody wants to listen to a political YouTuber or streamer. Sometimes we just want to have fun and talk about other things. There are lots of other things to talk about. Sometimes we want to look at funny news or watch funny videos without having politics shoved down our throat. So a lot of
that's the thing is, like, a lot of people think that they have to inject their politics into everything because they think that anybody who is able to live a life without basically constantly being fed their propaganda will not believe what they say. So they have to inject their propaganda and their viewpoints into everything so nobody can escape from it. That's the reason why they do it. It's their religion. Yeah, it is their religion. People have replaced religion with political dogma primarily. And I think this has happened, especially in Western culture.
I don't want to talk about politics. Why are you coming to me for politics? It was a perfectly sane, rational opinion. So of course, like, half the internet had a problem with it.
Of course.
It's just not that hard to say f ICE.
Yep.
It's really not that hard to say f ICE, to be honest. It's so hard to just say f ICE. It's really not hard to say f ICE. Jesus Christ, how hard is it to just say f ICE? How hard?
This is all, see, that's what they want people to do. They don't want to hear a political opinion. They want to hear their political opinion. Also, ICE are American heroes, and they're helping get rid of illegal aliens in the country. Anybody who's against ICE, in my opinion, and wants to get rid of ICE or says fuck ICE, is a traitor. you are a total traitor. These people are coming into the country, they're stealing our fucking money, they're committing crimes. Then also keep in mind that you also don't want elections, you don't want voting. People voted, and the majority of people that voted for mass deportations with ICE. It was the #1 issue of the election. So if you're against ICE, what you're saying is that the election doesn't matter, and the way that I feel matters even more. That's the reason. No accountability for ICE killing Americans? I think there should be accountability for that. Like, for example, whenever that woman tried to run over the ICE officer, I think that the wife should have been charged as well as an accessory because she told her drive, baby, drive. And then also, like with the other Alex Preddy, I think that whenever he kicked the headlight off of the tail light off of the car, I think that they should have arrested him then, and instead of like the week later whenever they shot him. I think they should have arrested him. So those are like two examples of like ICE, I don't think, really doing things the way that they should do them. So yeah, no, I do agree with you. They could do better.
Refreshes a battle.
How hard is it to just say ICE? How hard is it to just say ICE and move on? Oh my god. Just say ICE. It's not hard. Is it so hard to just say the line? Say the line. Say it.
Do what we tell you. Say our line.
Jesus Christ, like at this point, even if Emeru did want to like abolish ICE, even if she really did think ICE, she shouldn't say it. Like I wouldn't say it at this point because this is just like, this is creepy. This is like a horde of zombies.
It's a bunch of freaks that are trying to put you around and tell you what you have to say. That's what it is.
Face each other again.
Hey, it's actually super easy to stream and have opinions. I'll show you.
Take all of my opinions. Listen to all. It's super easy. Listen to everything and do exactly what I tell you.
Guys,
What a fucking freak.
Trump and everyone in his administration, Elon Musk, free Palestine, US is on stolen land built by stolen people, Luigi did nothing wrong, abortion is healthcare, leave trans people alone. People literally just speak in bumper stickers, just like copy-pasting the internet leftist starter pack. What the hell am I looking at? I think the Reddit asked, hey, it's super easy. It's crazy like 1,000 years ago, the Steve's ancestors were hunting mammoths. And now he's on here like, men should not be speaking like this. I'm sorry.
This is the energy of a teenage girl. He does. This is a grown man with the energy of a teenage girl. We
need another war. The post that really seemed to kick us all off was made by Denim, the self-described largest female political streamer. Only because I don't stream Denim. Only because I don't stream. Anyway, like personal beef with Denim. This isn't like its own Denim video. It used to be kind of cool years ago, but she apparently has some opinions on Emery. So let's see her out. Never thought I'd see today the fence-sitting, the modern Gestapo.
The modern Gestapo.
First of all, she's not fence-sitting. She's just choosing not to talk about politics. Like in order to fence-sit, you actually have to
talk about both topics and both sides, and then present both sides and create ambiguity onto which side is accurate or not. That's what fence-sitting is.
Say something. She didn't even say anything. Like, how do you even know what her opinion is? Second of all, modern
because you made it up.
Gestapo. Why is everything the fucking Holocaust? It's totally
because that's the only thing that they know about. The reason why everything is Nazis is because that's the only thing inside of American schools that you learn about that's bad. So you don't really learn about Pol Pot, you don't learn about Stalin, you don't learn about Pinochet, you don't learn about any of these other crazy people. And so the one thing you do learn about is Nazis. So that's the reason why everything is Nazis. It's because that's the only thing that people know about.
normal to criticize ICE. It's totally understandable to have issues with the things they are doing. But modern Gestapo? Don't you guys get tired of this? Like, don't you guys get tired of like, isn't this exhausting after a while? Everything is Nazis, everything is the Holocaust, everyone is Hitler. It's like nothing else bad ever happened in history. Like, what should I say?
That's because they were never educated about anything else besides that.
They used to compare bad things to before World War II. Oh my god, you're literally Napoleon. That's why I love this.
Is it like back in the day, people really didn't like Napoleon because he caused a lot of problems? By the way, Napoleon's fucking based. We need a new Napoleon. But beyond that, yeah, they used to really not like him. They sent, bro, they sent him to 2 different islands. They were tired of his ass, bro. Like, he caused so many problems for the French. Guy was a fucking patriot. Guy was a champion.
Racist chud. Like, where did the
He
race...
wasn't short. He was like 5'9", by the way. Like, this entire idea that Napoleon was like 5'3" is bullshit. He's like 5'9".
Susan Bart. Like, where did that come from? See, I don't get on camera and start talking about cars or math or taxes or investing or going outside or plenty of other things I don't know about. I sit here and talk about the gender war and the culture war because I'm good at those things and that's what people watch me for. That is my lane and I'm saying it. Emily likes what she's doing. Her audience likes what she's doing. There are plenty of other channels that will regurgitate your political takes back to you. Just turn on the TV. Turn on CNN. Most people, most normal people, are sick and tired of celebrities just like spewing their political takes completely.
Especially when they're fucking retarded. That's the other thing. I don't think people have a problem with celebrities that are politically involved, but they do have a problem with celebrities that are retarded. Like whenever you have, you know, some random B-list TV show actor that's going on some tirade about how we're living in fascism while she's at an award show, I don't want to hear this. It's annoying.
Unprompted. I don't care what Glub Shitto thinks of politics, okay? Why does Glub Shitto have to get on stage and start talking about how we're on stolen land or some Why do you need your political opinions thrown into your mouth by a celebrity? Like
well, the reason why, and let me explain the actual reason why. The reason why they want to do that is because they create a reward structure around doing that and also a punishment structure around not doing it. They don't really want to hear their opinions. They want to hear their opinions said to that person's audience. They don't care about the person who's saying it. They don't care about the way that they feel. They want to co-opt that person's audience and then colonize their audience with their ideas. So what they do is they create an ecosystem where they create implications, accusations, and other forms of pressure for people to feel like they have to say something, and all of that is in favor and in service of them creating a environment where people feel like they have to adopt those political views in order to avoid certain types of reputation destruction. That's the reason why it happens. That's the actual, that's actually it.
Fucking baby bird.
Yeah, it's nothing to do with
like, do you really want city things growing up in your mouth?
Please don't ask. She's right. Because most streamers are not qualified to talk about politics. Okay, here's the thing, dude. You actually don't have to be qualified to talk about politics to save lives.
You don't have to be qualified to agree with me.
It's not that hard of a concept.
You actually don't have to know what you're talking about in order to just say the line.
Yeah, you don't have to know what you're talking about to just listen to me and have me tell you what to think.
What? You should look into a topic, do your own research, come to your own conclusion, and form your own opinion on the topic.
Or not, by the way. There are a lot of people that aren't political because they don't care about politics. They don't give a shit about it. Maybe they have some vague opinions like, yeah, I don't really like this or I don't like that. Like, they don't really care about it. They don't vote. The only time they think about who's running for the election is on election day. Like, that's it. And there's a lot of people that are like that, and I think that's totally fine. Not everybody has to care about your issue.
Not just blindly, mindlessly say the line.
You know who doesn't do political content? Cutie Cinderella.
I am at your service.
Cutie Cinderella.
Yeah, I remember saying this. She absolutely does, by the way. Cutie Cinderella is a huge virtue signal. Like a massive, gigantic virtue signal.
But literally never does political content. And even she's capable of saying, guys, what about Senna? You don't have to be a political creator to recognize that it's not hard to say, you don't have to be a political creator to say the line. Oh, your other friends are saying the line, Amaru. Why are you saying the line, Amaru?
That's the reason why they try to pressure other people when they're doing it, is that they create pressure through consensus by trying to bully smaller people into doing it, and then they work their way up to where, like, now everybody else is doing it and you're not doing it, and that allows them to create a narrative that, well, okay, there's a reason for that. And so that's the reason why they do it. They do it for dominance. Because, like, again, strategically, this behavior is not really... It's easy to understand and predict what their behavior is, because you just look at these people that are using Machiavellian methods in order to achieve a goal. And if you just approach it from that, you can easily predict what they'll do.
L.I. Okay, but unironically though, them.
Well, you can't expect to win them all.
Yeah, it's them, don't care, and if you don't like that I say that, it's you too. You know what I mean? It's really that easy for me, I'm telling you right now.
There's Amaru's roommate saying the line. Aren't we we all proud of her?
Wow.
By the way, where are all her friends during all of this? Where are all her morally righteous, good guy, big streamer friends while this is all going down? While she's being dragged by half of the internet for doing absolutely nothing wrong. This girl who literally just came out of an allegedly abusive relationship. This girl who literally just got assaulted, grabbed by some freak at a convention.
Yep.
Now this girl is going through all of this. I guess it's fine to be silent when your friend is getting dragged by half of the internet, but don't you
Well, the reason why they didn't say anything about it is that this is the problem, is that, like, I you know, I'm a little bit closer to this than other people. The reason why a lot of other creators don't want to say anything about it is because they're afraid. That's the real reason why. They're afraid of speaking out against it. And because they're afraid of speaking out against it, they let people like Emmy get harassed. And so I found, like, that, honestly, I find it to be very embarrassing. Like, all of the people that didn't speak out and didn't say anything about this and didn't defend her, like, you either agree with this, like, because in my opinion, right, it's like if you're friends with a person and this is happening to this person, like, you don't really have, I mean, I guess you don't really have an obligation to do it. But at the same time, I find it to be annoying that nobody else was really saying anything about it at all. It's very obnoxious.
Air, stay silent about current thing. I don't even know this woman, and I'm sticking my neck out for her because it pisses me off seeing this kind of shit happen to people who absolutely do not deserve it.
If you're above the age of 18, you should care about politics in your fucking country. You don't get to be like, well, I don't agree with this whole taxes.
3, 2,
so I'm just not gonna pay for it.
You have to stop them from securing the mission area.
You can't say like, well, I'm just not gonna care about all this politics.
When someone doesn't have
You can do whatever you want.
an opinion
These
on
people like to make rules that everybody else has to live their life by.
the political topic, people like you might get a little mad. When someone doesn't pay their taxes, the government comes and arrests them.
Yeah, it does.
So that's the difference between those things.
There's this weird idea in America especially, where like you can just be an adult and be like, oh, I don't care about politics.
An unseen assist.
That's right.
What?
That's right. That's called a privilege of being an American.
Many people,
Goddamn
most
right.
people, do not care that much about politics. I know to you and me that's like mind-blowing, that's like unfathomable, because our whole lives is politics, our job is politics, like we get it. But most people's lives do not revolve around politics. They do other things other than
Demographically, the majority of the country doesn't vote. Now, also a lot of the country can't vote, but less than 50% of the people actually do vote in, like, the presidential election. And whenever it goes to, like, governor elections and, like, state elections, it's even less than that. So all these people that say that, like, oh, you can't care about politics, the majority of people don't care. Look at the numbers. Like, how can you say you don't care about politics if you don't even vote?
fight with strangers online. Crazy, I know. But man, do I envy them. I was so much happier before I knew.
Yeah.
Sadly, it is very not care about politics because politics is seeping into literally everything. Politics will be better.
I would disagree with them. I think that overall there's been a reseeding of politics. I think a lot of people are actually very fatigued from having politics put into sports, having it put into video games or put into movies or things like that. And I think that, like, for example, if you look at, you know, a game like Expedition 33, that game is totally politics agnostic, right? There's no politics at all. And it was very massively successful. And so the idea that politics is this encroaching, you know, like basically influence that is affecting everything, I think is actually the opposite. I think that you're having more and more people, as political topics become more extreme and more socially and, like, emotionally charged, I think that you're seeing more and more people say, you know what,
Don't
I
mess
don't want to
with
be
the
involved in
amazing
this, I don't have anything to do with this, keep this out of my content. And I think that, like, that's happening a lot. And I think that's a good thing.
An unseen assist.
Sending you over and spreading the sheets and going in dry whether you want it or not. And unfortunately, the people who are like, I just want to be left alone, are the people who are the most f***ed by politics.
Yeah.
Also, more importantly, Emeru wasn't saying that she doesn't care about politics. She was saying she didn't want to talk about politics. I feel like that is a huge difference. I care a lot about, like, skincare, but I don't get on here and talk about, like, peptides and collagen to my audience because they don't give a shit. They're here to watch me say feminism is duty and make silly little faces at the camera.
A shortcut through space.
Yeah, you like that? I hate when grown women don't have a mind of their own. You are 28 years old. Please develop a mind of your own. All people...
Funny that people say that, but at the same time, they said develop a mind of your own. Meanwhile, here's what you want to say. I want you to develop your own mind by listening to exactly what we say.
He does his pander to anime gooner men. No mind of her own. I never liked Erin, so finding out she's stupid, it doesn't have a mind of her own is nice. The audacity! If she didn't have a mind of her own, she would have mindlessly
I can almost guarantee you that the majority of those comments are made by fat women.
By the eye of Agamotto!
The shit you want her to say. She would have mindlessly just been like, guys.
That's the kind of comment that a fat woman.
I am strengthened.
If everyone came out and was like, actually, I think Ice is doing fine now, do you think they'd be like, ah yes, she has a mind of her own? No, absolutely not!
No, it's just she's brainwashed.
They are not angry that she doesn't have an opinion. They are angry that she doesn't have the absolute audacity to say that this woman doesn't have a mind of her own. What thousands of people swarm her like drones, barking orders at her to say the line. You guys literally operate like the fucking Borg. So what I'm gathering is that Emery is a grown woman who acts like a frail, silly little girl who entertains fat.
Absolutely.
Power beyond sight!
There is no chance that this comment isn't made by at least a fat woman, but probably also a middle-aged, like past-the-wall fat woman. Guaranteed.
No worries.
Dirty incel Asian pedicure weirdos and is okay with that, but draws the line at saying ice is bad.
Don't mess with the amazing
Incels love Emeru because she confirms the image of the anime bimbo stereotype that incels worship.
Meanwhile, I have nothing to do with it. Like I was just talking about this.
She definitely cultivated an audience who, in the end of all things, are reactionary. She appeals to violent racists who criticize Asian men. This Asian fetish thing? Are they just saying it because she's Asian? Like, I'm trying to find a clip of Emery saying $5 or something. It doesn't exist. I don't know what to tell you, man. It's not a coincidence that she answered the question this way, and that her fan base insists heavily on Asian fetish. I don't know where this is coming from. And this woman, the woman saying this is literally an OnlyFans, like an Asian only.
What a surprise.
Like, I'm sorry, are you really?
Why are you watching her? You should be watching me instead.
Usually I create my own.
She's talking about fetishization. The most insane part of all of this had to do with her ex-boyfriend, her allegedly abusive ex-boyfriend posted his own. Guys, in the middle of his ex-girlfriend being canceled for not saying that. Like, how fucking petty do you have to be to subtweet your ex like that? Another character involved in the...
For legal purposes, I have no comment.
All this is former booty streamer Casey.
It reminds me of whenever Amaranth started wearing a cowboy hat, because that's whenever she started going like full Nazi basically.
I honestly think that anybody who is advocating for like the negative effects of I think that they should look and use Caseytron as an example. They really should. I think this is definitely one of the best examples we can have of the negative effects of doing drugs. It really is.
Started wearing the cowboy hat. It's like whenever these Texas girls in like these Austin, Texas streamer circles start wearing cowboy hats, that's whenever you gotta watch out.
A woman?
Caseytron is upset too, by the way, another little factor. I don't know if I talked about this before. Because she basically got pushed out of the Austin, Texas circle of people. And like a lot of people didn't want to deal with her. That's because of me. I told people not to interact with her. She's a disgusting piece of shit. Too bad.
In Texas, wearing a cowboy hat? Lord, take me out. Take me out.
That's not why everybody did it. That's why
Back behind the shed. Put me out of my misery if I ever become this politically brainwashed.
Like, you know that she probably has like weird incels donating her hundreds of dollars. It's because, like, in my opinion, like, it's all a facade to appeal to the worst type of men. Because, like, really misogynistic, shitty incel like men, they like a woman that doesn't have any opinion. I think that she also plays into how...
There's a lot of really obnoxious women that have this ideology that a lot bad opinions so they can bully them and push them around and tell them what to think. But the people that think that are usually just really obnoxious, annoying women that no man wants to be around. And so they create this coping mechanism that rationalizes why no man wants to be around them by inventing this fantasy.
A lot of incels will fetishize Asian women. The whole platform is just like appealing to like the worst fucking men. She's like basically like she's like a pick-me for like incel freaks.
So this fucking pick-me shit, dude. It's gonna be the death of me. Before making this video, I watched a bunch of...
A lot of the people that are hostile about women being pick-me are because they're on, like, you have to keep in mind, the reason why there's a negative culture around women being appealing to men is because a lot of the women that are on the internet are mentally insane and they're obnoxious. Because if they weren't, they wouldn't be on the internet.
The Emerald stuff, and I saw no signs of like pick-me behavior at all. At least with some streamers or some YouTubers. People could be like, oh, they criticize women, so they're trying to be like one of the good ones, and they're a pick-me. Like, okay, sure, like, that's retarded, we all know that's retarded. But at least it's trying to see how is Emerald a pick-me? She doesn't even do that shit. Like, where is the pick-me thing coming from? No, really though, what makes her pick-me and not the booty streamer or OnlyFans models calling her?
Well, the reason the difference is that they didn't get picked, and so they're mad. It's people like Dennis and Casey Tron didn't get picked, and so they're mad at people that are more popular and successful than they are. And that's one of the other reasons why.
Another epic victory!
You are literally selling your body for men to consume. If men do not pick pictures of your ass, you can't pay rent. There's no bigger pick-me on earth.
That's why they're... By the way, that's why they're selling that, because they can't pay rent.
Than a f***ing porn star. And me. I don't care about being called a pick-me. I've been doing this for over a decade now. I'm used to it. I've been called it thousands of times. I'm a 35-year-old married mother. I do not give a shit. I do care, however, when other women are called pick-me for the crime of not following a hive mind. I see it so often in like the VTuber community. Like all these VTuber anime women will be called pick-me's for just
married. Oh, guys, let's turn the video off. I'm done. Yeah. Well, it's been a good run, guys. You know what? We got other things we need to do. All right. I'm fucking busy. Fuck this. I'm unsubscribing right now.
Their opinions. You have to understand, like, to these people, whenever a woman has like an opinion that is not like the corporate HR approved opinion of the week, whenever a woman doesn't toe the line of the current thing, in this case, whenever a woman doesn't say anything, she's called a pick-me. You know, she just must have these opinions.
Well, it's toxic. It's toxic female behavior, where basically they create an artificial consensus and then they participate in reputation destruction towards any female and any person that doesn't adhere to that consensus. Is that any sort of consensus-based messaging is overwhelmingly usually like toxic female messaging. It's the same way like basically any sort of like physical aggressive messaging is usually toxic male messaging. It's the same thing. But the problem is that in society, it's completely okay to talk about men being toxic, but you can never come up with any examples of women being toxic. Well, I can. It's this video.
For men, no other reason. Every woman is secretly a big, progressive feminist. And if they're not, they're just doing it for male attention. Because I'm sure someone who looks like this is really starving for male attention.
And then in my opinion, it's like she's not entertaining whatsoever. She's like, I would literally rather watch paint dry.
So true, because you know what is far more entertaining than a cute, high-energy cosplay streamer reacting to memes? This is way more entertaining.
Smoking weed, fucking like just the most boring, dumb shit.
And if you don't agree, you're just like an incel. Okay, but eventually, after a few days of being dogpiled by the most annoying people on Earth, Emerald came out with a statement.
Hello, it's very rare I speak my mind, but I'd rather get my thoughts out there, so apologies if this is long. There's a clip from my stream that's been circulating a lot, so I'd like to explain it for anyone who is hurt or shocked by it. It should go without saying that no one deserves to live their life in fear of being or taken away from their homes and families, regardless of their story.
I think a lot of people should deserve to live in that fear. And I think that's not even true. I think it should happen.
regardless of who is doing it, but especially not because of ICE or any other government agency. I understand the world is a very cruel and messed up place. You don't have to spend time with I would never want to invalidate anyone who struggles with those things. And an agency causing fear and suffering deserves zero support. To me, that's not even political. It's basic human empathy.
Now, I thought that statement was perfectly fine. My issue with it is she didn't have to make it. She was basically forced to come out and say her opinion. So did these freaks finally back off once Emery gave her opinion about ICE clear? No. Of course.
The point was never about that. They always want to attack you, and that's it. It doesn't matter what you tell them. They'll just, even if you agree with them, they'll say that you're only agreeing with them because they made you, and then so now they hate you. There's not a win condition. It's either they're right or you're wrong.
Stop. Nazi response. TLDR, go fix yourself with your PR apology. And there it is. Our fucking court, she's another dumb girl. We are not as dumb as you were. You can.
I don't know about that.
They can easily go to the money you get from your incel audience because they're disgusting, just like you. All I here is I support Israel, and my name is Emery. Wait.
I support Israel?
What? Where did Israel come from? What? I don't like to talk about politics equals. I'm a Nazi, and I'm ashamed of my opinions. Everyone knows what's up. She's a fascist in disguise and a squirmer. Emery, you are garbage, Nazi-loving. You got orange around your mouth. Say F you, ass Mengold.
Isn't it crazy how people like this want to talk about how bad sexism is, and then they basically use sexist insults like that?
I'm trying to help.
I mean, that's crazy. Say
Neutral? Oh wait, if you're neutral, you might as well say you're MAGA. Stand for something, Howard. That's what Trump wants, for everyone to be quiet about it. The idea of get off the internet is so ignorant. This dumb needs to shut up and MAGA.
Yeah, bro, tell that to your mom, okay? Just because your mom and dad want you to get off the internet doesn't mean you have to put this out on everybody else online.
Thank God.
Please, stop making everybody else have to relive your trauma.
Is happening. I've been hating on her since day one and knew something was off about her.
Can't keep discaging down.
She implicitly disavowed ICE, but not so much the actual Trump admin.
Yeah, you disavowed ICE, but what about the Trump administration?
Never enough.
They're like literally the mouse from If You Give a Mouse a Cookie. Yep. I was like reading that book to my toddler the other day, and I was like, oh my god, this is literally Twitter. You cannot give them an inch, dude.
Of course you're in.
You gotta kill.
And swooping
innocent 28-year-old. Yep, that's definitely made by a middle-aged woman. Absolutely. The thing is that this is the problem with like female PvP, is that they try to pretend like they're not black. That's the most toxic and obnoxious thing about it, is that they will pretend like, oh, well, I'm not doing this, but like it's so obvious that you're doing this. It is. Like, it's so clear. They're assassins, yeah. And then they act like, oh, no, that's not what I was doing. Yeah, it obviously was. They attack you, and then you're like, oh, I'm not flagged.
Incels. Known for defending women online. What?
Yeah.
What does the word incel even mean anymore?
Men that don't give me attention. That's what incel means to a lot of them. They're talking about men that don't find me attractive and don't give me attention.
Man now? You mean man. Man I do not like.
I had no idea this was a thing until yesterday. How come no one's seen me, Emery, low-key a femcel?
Femcel! Emery's a femcel! Oh my... Do people just not know what words mean anymore?
No, they don't. They just make up whatever the hell they want.
Are they coming to these conclusions?
I mean, look at her. Just like her.
Yeah, sorry, I don't see it.
I think you guys just might be mentally ill. You need to do something about these male-centered women.
That's a fat woman problem. That's absolutely a fat woman's problem. Guaranteed.
First of all, nothing is more male-centered than centering your life around men. Let this one break free. Take it up with God. Go to therapy. Do literally anything else than make it all problems.
Her, and especially her bestie Ashley. I hope you don't hurt.
Killed. Wow.
Too scared to say guys to keep their incel audience busy. Let's hope she gets abused again. Couldn't happen to a better person. Next time this is assaulted, I'm gonna laugh and laugh.
Jesus.
Parents, guys, it's you if you support this.
They're on the right side of history. Keep that in mind, guys. This is why you have to give these people. See, the moment that you let these people, you even for a second display 1% understanding and empathy to them, they will take advantage of that and then use that to further encroach on your life. You have to treat these people like this is like, that's why I like the guy from Argentina, right? Javier Milei, is that like he just says, bro, these people are absolute fucking animals. They're like subhuman demons, and you should treat them that way. Never treat these people like people. They're not.
Emily deserves what Miss Kip did. Emily will be supporting. I genuinely hope this gets. Oh, okay. I reported that. What is wrong with these people?
See, you don't understand.
That's the reason why. They're leftards? Yep, leftards. Never give them an inch, exactly. Like, I think these actually, you know what? I don't think we're ready for that. We'll give that another 6 months.
Now you do the same for
I'm
me.
good now, which makes it okay for me to say f***ed up things about bad guys. You think saying that someone is f***ed up? Well, you should be able to do it, because you're probably also bad guy. It's called being on the right side of history.
That's right.
Look at us. Nazis deserve death, and silence is decline.
Surely.
May I just
Nazi is not seeing my point of view.
find the audience that this is what she said.
If you need a streamer who doesn't know anything about politics to tell you about politics, get off the internet.
Ladies and gentlemen, a Nazi that deserves death. What?
Yeah.
After making her terrible statement full of lies, Emery decided to follow right-wing grifters to us.
Oh, now it's about you.
Of course, Emery is now following fellow cassette for being quiet about ICE. They both don't want to piss off their 100% right-wing boomer fan base.
Again, another comment by a fat woman. Every single time. I guarantee it. And the difference between like me and Shu is that I'll show people's profiles. I'll pull their profile up. I'll look at their profile pictures. I'll look at everything they're saying. I'll make fun of their personal life. I do this. I have no problem doing this. I love doing it. And so anyway, like, cause she blocks these out. She's, you know, she's nice. I'm not. I love doing it. And if you actually go back and look these people up, you will see that they are the fattest, ugliest, most disgusting losers on the internet. It's so embarrassing. That's why they're mad.
You'll need a top-notch team to win this
nobody
one.
wants to be around.
For the record, my fan base is probably like 70% right-wing and 80% Gooner. Okay, but for some reason, they didn't mind when I came out and harshly criticized ICE in my last video. Yes, some disagreed, but for the most part, they didn't care. As long as you aren't preaching from an ivory tower with no nuance, rhyme, or reason, people don't care. I'll say some shit like, we should decommodify housing. And the right-wingers in my audience are just like, okay, call me mommy. These people cannot fathom
Also agree with that. Far right-wingers have that opinion too.
First, when people just disagree. Oh, you're just scared. You don't want to upset your chud audience. I upset my chud audience every goddamn day. You're the ones terrified of your own fucking cult. God forbid you only agree with 99% of the hive mind approved opinions. God have mercy on your soul. I do not envy you. Once you bend the knee to these people, once you apologize or capitulate, it's over. These people don't actually want an apology. They want
they want control. And the moment that you give them that control, they will never let go.
To humiliate you. They want to drag you down. At the end of the day, they have found a socially acceptable way to bully people. That's what this is. A lot of people in response to Emery's statement were like, why did you apologize to the mob? You know, you bent the knee, you're a coward. And honestly, people don't realize how insane it can get. These people, the cult of the Crybabies, they come in swarms, they get in your head, they prey on your empathy, they isolate you from your friends, they make you feel like a terrible person for having milquetoast normal ass opinions, or in this case, no opinion. And when you are someone who is not used to dealing with these types of people, or you are someone who
it's shocking for a lot of people. It is, and that's one of the things that I think that y'all need to understand. Like the way that, like, for example, like there will be a tweet about me that will get like 100,000 likes and it'll get like millions of views. I don't even see it in a lot of cases. It doesn't even show up on my radar. And so really, I mean, a lot of people don't understand how big of an ecosystem this is because they're in their own little square, they're in their own little box, and that's it. And so that's what suicide unless equals death. Well, what I'm saying is that a lot of other people don't have the privilege that I do, right? Because, like, if there's something like that, like, do you remember whenever people were saying that I was dating that Kaisi girl whenever she was 17? And, you know, like, this is like a big thing. Everybody was talking about this. It was a huge thing on Twitter. Nobody even brought this up in my comment section. Nobody even talked to me about this because there's so much content that I make that it just basically just gets diluted. And so any criticism, any complaining, like I can say anything I want. It's not really going to matter in 2 days because people are going to move past it and get mad at the new thing. So like that's really how it is. But for a lot of these other people, they don't have that type of news cycle. They're not regularly going out there doing this stuff. And because of that, they don't understand like how stressful it is to happen. Keep them mad, yeah. And flood the zone. Well, yeah, say the N-word to prove it. I get banned. I get banned. Honestly, I don't really say the N-word that much. I used to say it a lot. I don't really say it hardly at all. Like, I would say the only time that I say it is like if, like, obviously I'm not streaming and somebody says, well, what did this person say? I would just say the word instead of saying the N-word. But, like, other than that, I just don't really say the word. Now, I might get back into it. I might get back, it's a fact, right? And, like, I might get back into saying N-word, but, like, right now, I'm not saying it a lot.
Vulnerable state of mind. It is very easy for these cult-like tactics to work. This works especially well with women in particular, not to be sexist, but it's just true. Honestly, you know, now that I think about it,
it's overwhelmingly social consensus pressure for women. Absolutely.
I swear.
Aggressive, angry men.
My fate isn't sealed yet. You like that?
People on the spectrum are immune to the tribal tactics. What happened is Emeru just saw like a shit ton of people who were mad at her, and she wanted to do the correct thing. Unfortunately, this is just going to make it worse. And they are moving on to one of their favorite tactics.
The big question in everyone's mind is, well, are you still friends with Asmongold?
While it is
appreciated that you were just a friend and clarifying the clip, you do continue to be vague about how deep your association with Asmongold.
So,
this is the crazy thing, right? Is that things actually, this has nothing to do with me. I don't do anything with Emeru on stream. I don't really go on her streams. She's not on my streams. And so because I was in OTK and she was in OTK, people lose their fucking minds. And so that's it. It's a deep association very clearly.
Hopefully you've cut ties with that hate-mongering Nazi troll Asmongold,
it's all me.
Right? Glad you made this and owned up to it.
Yes.
But you're still friends with Asmongold,
right.
So it doesn't read as earnest. Almost a decent explanation. But the elephant in the room is that your friendship with Asmongold is holding us back.
It's always about me.
Okay, now what about your best friend Asmongold?
It's always about me. Isn't that insane? Wow.
Asmon,
it's my fault.
You're friends with ass mold.
I'm pretty sure she's still friends with Asmongold.
Now, whatever you think of Asmongold, he is friends with Emily. They are friends, even though this is crazy, right? I literally said, like, I don't agree with the thing, and he's telling, like, what do you want me to do?
This is over the last round. This is, by the way, a reason why I don't collab with anybody anymore. I don't want to have people get harassed on my behalf or have people get upset about me or anything else. I just don't want to have to do with it.
Can you shoot him on stream? Yes, that is what
that's how we make him happy.
They want you to do. Yes. Around 2018, I was facing nearly daily harassment for being friends with someone who was on the right. Hundreds of people were on my ass like every day. They were calling my job. They got emails.
Like, I just, well, for me, like, that's the reason why I don't go to any streamer events. Like, I have no interest and no desire to be friends with any other streamers, any other, like, unless they're inside of that ecosystem that, like, I'm already a part of. Like, and here's another, this is going to be, like, an ego thing, okay? but like outside of like 4 or 5 people, every streamer is fucking talented. They're nobodies. So like, unless I'm friends with these people like privately, why the fuck would I care about being around them? Like, that's really the truth. So it's like, there's no benefit for me. McConnell's one of them. McConnell's one of them.
My family members, it was like non-stop. Now this person was a good friend of mine, but in order to get all these people off my back, I did probably the cringiest thing ever, and I publicly disavowed a friend of mine over political differences. Now for those of you who are new here, that sounds like something I would never do, but I did it. I sent them a faceless mob of people who hate me, and in return I received...
This is why I never do that anymore. Like, people get mad at me for like people I'm friends with, I say so. That's the way it is. You cry about it. And the reason why is that I understand that these people will... It's not like they're gonna be like, oh, okay, we like you again. Like, they're not engaging in good faith. They don't care about this topic at all. They're just saying this in order to basically attack you.
Nothing. The harassment didn't stop, the hate didn't stop. Well, needless to say, karma is real, and the same thing happened to me years later. I was publicly disavowed by friends over political differences. This story ultimately does have a good ending. Me and my friend from 2018, we made up years ago. But looking back on all this, and if I knew what I knew now, I would have just told those people to go fuck themselves. But in the moment, it's incredibly stressful, and you just kind of...
People don't know the right answer, and they try to be... It's like you try to be a good person, and you think that people are upset because of this, or whatever other reason. So poking in public once, 6 dudes asked for a picture. Well, I don't know about that, right? But like, all I'm saying is that, like, personally, like for me, I don't know about her. Like, I have no interest in being around other streamers, and the reason why is that, like, I'm very lucky in the regard that I have a lot of friends. Like, some of them are streamers that I've known over the years, etc. And they're guys that are, part of my community, and, just other streamers that I know, like, pretty much the people that you'd expect. And also, like, I have a lot of real life friends too. And the truth is also, like, I'm very, like, this, you might not believe this, right? But, like, I actually have there are always people trying to hang out with me, always people trying to talk to me, right? It's just happening constantly. So, like, really, I mean, I've never felt like I'm a, like, I'm like an outcast or whatever. So, like, if there's people, like, this is my outlook with, like, streaming. So, like, inside of this, like, streaming community, especially people that are, like, inside of the inner circle of that, they're very afraid of negative sentiment. And the reason why is because, like, for example, like, somebody gets harassed, and for them, it's, like, massively overwhelming. Because let's say they only get, like, 1,000 viewers, or 4,000 viewers, or 10,000 viewers. That's nothing, right? That's nothing compared to the amount of people that are, like, watching on, like, YouTube, or people that are watching on, Twitch live, or Kick, or something like that. And so are people that are, like, looking at tweets or stuff like that. It's overwhelming for them. And
we all have our favorite examples
You'll need a
of
top-notch
bad
team to
dialogue.
win this
Heck,
one.
you don't even need to leave the Star Wars universe.
Ooh, pick me, please.
Oh. There is only
30
one
seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Been too long since we did this together, Luna. Ready for an encore?
An Agents of Atlas reunion tour? I don't know.
We can't deny that would be a hot ticket.
Maybe, but I've always preferred the cold. The battle starts in 5,
Usually
4,
I create my own
3,
shield.
2, 1.
Oh
Ultron's influence over this land must be broken.
Agents of Atlas were a strange crew.
They don't look friendly. You're halfway there. Keep going.
I am strengthened for battle.
Almost there.
Hey, Dad! Someone clip this!
Vehicle reached the checkpoint. Keep up the momentum. Last one.
Next time.
Hit him where it hurts. Attack him here. Attack him here.
Oh, here they are now. They shall not escape our wrath now. I am strengthened for battle. Out, dark magic!
You're halfway there. Keep going. Or a dagger. Disappear!
Hey, Dad! Someone clip this!
I'm hurt.
By the eye of Agamotto! The winds of Watoon blow fair this day. Wait, Quinlan?
Almost there. Don't turn back now. Vehicle reached a checkpoint. Keep up the momentum.
I purge the darkness! Good medicine. Boom! No skill shot! Ultron's influence over this land must be broken.
Right there.
Ultron's influence over this land must be broken.
That's it! Don't let anything stand in your way.
I'm not
So close! This is your big chance!
Believe me! My medicine. Leave me, darkness. By the eye of Agamotto! Orko's salvation lies in our hands. I am strengthened for battle.
Check out this baby acorn.
Mortal pain is no match for the Sorcerer Supreme.
Get that vehicle moving again!
Not escape our wrath now. They shall not escape our wrath now. Out, dark magic! Good medicine.
Behold the god of thunder!
Hey, Chad! Someone clip this! I curse the darkness.
Disappear!
I'm opening a portal. By the eye of Agamotto!
Another epic victory! Big win! You'll need a top-notch team to win this one.
Wind, cloud, and storm, hear my command. Mutants must protect mutants, but also all of humanity.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
You don't happen to have any superpowers you want to loan me, do you, sugar?
Sorry, all my skills were developed the old-fashioned way. Hard work and training.
Even with all the powers I've absorbed, nothing beats blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah, give it plenty of those.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now that's some real
You got it, shit. Ooh, boy, am I glad I brought along an extra deck of cards.
Heads up, bad guys.
I'm gonna get nuts.
Hitting harder than ever. End of the race! They're gonna pay for this shit.
I lift up my comrades.
You're halfway there. Keep going.
Aren't these things a symbol of life?
Executioner!
We got here.
I will always lend a hand.
An arm. Moonlight's up to no good. Strong as an arm.
This is real
Time!
I myself I lift up my combat.
I'm gonna get
That's my girl, bro.
The vehicle reached a checkpoint. Keep up the momentum.
Have a tail whip. An arc. Step carefully.
Okay, all eyes on this spot, Superpower.
Heads up, back guy. Eyes on this spot.
Feel the
Bad
thunder.
guys won't like this.
Any healing is good healing.
anyone.
You're halfway there. Keep going. The knuckles fight is coming. Thunder strike.
Feel the wrath of the goddess!
Hey, hitting real hard.
Faster, my friends.
Bad guys won't like this.
Any healing is good healing.
The vehicle reached a checkpoint. Keep up the momentum.
I will always lend a hand.
I'm gonna get
I lift up my comrades.
Strong as an ox.
Dealing some serious damage.
That's it! Don't let anything stand in your way.
Bad guys won't like this.
Come here and check this out.
I see them. Your time is lost.
Give it here! Magneto!
Get that vehicle moving again!
You're in my store.
Taking it all!
Any healing is good healing.
I'll take it.
Feel the wrath of the goddess! The jaws of fate!
Double KO! I'm gonna get nuts!
We will deliver you safely, Herbie.
Tippy don't spotted bad guys. You're in my store! Us against the world!
Have a look over here.
I will always lend a hand. You're in my store. You're thunderstruck.
The knuckles fight is coming! Get that vehicle moving again!
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. A helping hand.
The wind will only blow stronger.
Any healing is good healing.
Get that vehicle moving again!
I see that!
Damage never falls! Fear Magneto! Judge, jury, executioner!
Must be completed. Feel the wrath of the goddess! And control from space! The sky fell on them.
Get that vehicle moving again! Double KO!
I got it.
I will not make the same mistakes again.
We got company.
Ride the wind!
Avengers Tower. Now we're talking.
I lift up my comrades.
The moon haunts you!
Be wary until we destroy this ark. You're in my storm!
Chill that hurt. Power knows no bounds.
Taking it all!
Against the wall!
They got behind you. Making a cut. Heads up, back guys. This was the doctor order.
Storm clouds gather.
Get that vehicle moving again!
Any other on Steve Lucky?
Only 60 seconds left!
I lift up my comrades.
You got them all!
Avengers Tower is our destination. Shall we?
So close! This is
The
your big
Omega
chance!
Hurricane is ready.